Most FP&A hires fail in the first 90 days for the same reason. They move too fast. They walk in with ideas before they understand how decisions are actually made. They change things before they've earned the trust to change them, and they create noise in a function that runs on precision. This plan is built around the opposite logic. My name is Mahmoud Farag, and this is how I'd integrate into your FP&A function without disrupting what's already working. The structure is simple. Three phases is the default framework, compressed, extended, or reordered based on what the business actually needs. And each one earns the next. Understand first, support second, and improve third. And only when it's been earned through a track record, not intention. The sequencing isn't caution for its own sake, it's how you avoid being the hire who changed something in week 2 and created a problem in week 3. This plan assumes an existing FP&A function with a defined monthly close, a rolling forecast cadence, and regular stakeholder reporting. In practice, the first conversation with my manager would reshape these priorities. This plan shows how I think about integration, not a fixed agenda I bring through the door. The starting point isn't to redesign anything, it is to understand how revenue is built, price, volume, and mix, and how costs are structured, how cash timing works, and how all of it connects to what leadership actually uses when they make a decision. That map doesn't exist on day one. Building it accurately without assumptions is the entire job for the first month. 5 principles guide how I operate across all 3 phases. Learn before changing. The system exists for a reason. Understand it as it is, not as you design it from scratch. Support before owning. Reliability inside the existing structure comes before any suggestion to improve it. Clarity over complexity. If a stakeholder needs to ask what a number means, the output failed before it left the model. Keep changes reversible, small, tested, aligned, never unilateral. And respect existing timelines. The close doesn't wait for anyone to get comfortable. The through line across all 5 reduce uncertainty for the team, not add to it. The first month is about mapping, not contributing. I'd start with the models, how revenue is built, what assumptions sit underneath the forecast, and where the key sensitivities are. Then trace how data moves from source systems into the output stakeholders actually see. I'd observe the full close and forecast cycle before touching any part of it. Not to audit it, to understand the sequence, the timing, and where the pressure points are. The deliverable at day 30 isn't a presentation, it's a clear, accurate picture of how the function operates and zero error introduced into any live process. That's the only goal, and it's enough. By month 2, I'm contributing, but inside the existing process, not around it. Supporting forecast updates using current models, running variance analysis and connecting gaps back to specific drivers, not just flagging that revenue missed, but explaining why. A volume shortfall in one segment, pricing held in another, or collections timing shifted the cash position. Everything I produce gets reviewed before it's used. That's not a limitation. That's the correct default until trust is established through output quality, not through confidence alone. The signal this phase is working isn't how much I'm producing, it's how little comes back for correction. By month 3, I own the work independently. The build is mine. The focus shifts, but not dramatically. Scenario analysis that connects a real operational decision, a pricing move, a cost reduction, a demand shift, directly to margin and cash flow impact. Not a model built to demonstrate capability, a tool someone actually opens before making a call. Various narratives written in business language, not cost of goods increased 4 points, but Input cost inflation in quarter three outpaced the pricing adjustment made in quarter one, compressing margin by X points despite volume holding. Every change is still tested and aligned before it reaches the stakeholder deliverable. That discipline doesn't relax in month three. Stability is the default across all three phases. No format changes without alignment, no model edits without review, and no shortcuts through existing controls, even when the shortcut is faster. So the signals I'd look for to know it's working is variance explanations that don't require a follow-up meeting to clarify, and forecasts that get challenged on assumptions, not questioned for accuracy, and stakeholders who bring questions before decisions rather than after. That last one is the real indicator. It means the FP&A function is being used as a decision support, not just as a reporting obligation. This plan isn't designed to impress in the first week. It's designed to make me reliable in the first month, useful in the second, and genuinely valuable by the end of the third, without introducing risk at any point along the way. Bringing in someone new carries real friction, onboarding uncertainty, and the question of whether the candidate will integrate or disrupt. This plan is my answer to that question before you have to ask it. At day 90, I don't want the conversation to be about whether the hire was the right decision. I want it to be about what we build next. That's the plan.